This is my bass rig, a Bassman, Fender Bassman. The Fender Bassman, 1978, but Bassman 135. It's pretty late in the series. Silver face heads, pretty late. They towards the end of the 1970s and 80s, they switched over to the. I think they had like a black sort of cover here, and black surrounds. The band, we've all got the silver face gear. Looks pretty cool on the stage when you got all that stuff. Time warp, straight back in the 70s. So I haven't used this very much. Not long after I got it, it died. And I had this one, it's sitting here. That needs a repair right now, but that was actually my brother's, and then I started using it for bass, and I fell in love with it. So I didn't bother fixing the Bassman for years. But in the recent 12 months, I've had the Bassman fixed, and now I've got a choice. I could use whatever I want. Originally came from Found Sound. Cost me about $1,000 or something. It was a few years ago now. It does need a bit of work, I reckon. This front panel's all, sort of see it on the angle there, it goes in a bit. I reckon it's half busted. Got the, if I put a new bit of wood behind it, I might clean it, because you can see all the dirt's got through the grill holes there. I think with these the 135s, they allowed more airflow through. Probably the amp was probably getting quite hot. And currently it's just got a bit of a crackle about it. I've used it, you can't hear it when you got a band playing, but it does need to be looked at, I think, so we'll get that sorted. Got I reckon it's had a knock in the front. These are new knobs. Don't know if the electronics here were replaced, like the pots behind here. And if they did, that's a bit bent, that one. Doesn't really bother me that much. I think it's more beaten up, a bit more character it's got, I reckon. I'll have a quick look at the back. This panel, that's someone made that. I've just left it there. Doesn't bother me. I reckon the amp, probably when it I don't know, something happened to it. I reckon it's got real hot, and it's that switch should be off. It's got real hot. Probably blew something up. That might have caught fire. Who knows? If only it could tell us some stories. And onto the cabinet. The cabinet, I bought that first. I got that just second hand. It cost me $600. The cabinet, when I've looked it up, it's pretty similar in size to what would have been a Fender Bassman cabinet. But I don't know if it is. I think it's a Bandmaster cabinet. And I don't know what website it was where I was looking at measurements, but I believe it's a Bandmaster cabinet. And it's got a different logo here. That one, you can see, made in USA. That one's got nothing in this sort of tail thing. And it just looks older. It could be it's from the 60s. So I'll just run with that. The original drivers, I wouldn't have known what they were back in those days, but when I bought it, it had some Australian-made drivers in there. They were roller plessy, only rated about 50 watts each. Which, I didn't even bother using. So I took those out. I took the front panel off. I unscrewed that from the inside. The front panel, it's around here somewhere, but It's not really worth looking at. It's just a flimsy piece of chipboard about 10 mil thick. That wasn't going to do the job for the speakers I ended up putting in here. The speakers that are in here currently mounted to a new baffle RCFs from the 80s, these big heavy things. And they, I believe when I looked them up, rated for about 101 decibels. They don't take a lot to drive. So for 212 135 watt amp, it'll keep up with 100 watt guitar amp with two 12-inch speakers. It'll keep up with both the blokes in the band, and they're both using the same amps. So no problem there with those drivers. I have ported this cabinet too now, after the baffle's been replaced. It's just an 18 mil thick MDF sheet. The edges have been rounded off. I rounded out the speaker holes, and then it's got the two ports. Oh yeah, one right there. I can feel that one, and one right there. And that's just using like off the shelf like stormwater pipes, and you just get all the different fittings to make it work, and they're just screwed in from the back. And I tuned the box, which is just taking the measurements of the inside of the box and working out how long to make the port, for how thick the tube is. Can't remember the exact measurements, it was years ago. It's definitely not a flat box, I can tell you that, because I couldn't really get it. I would have had to have chopped up the box to make it smaller. So the box is actually bigger than what it's meant to be for those two drivers, but yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. It goes alright. Goes alright with my Gibson Grabber bass, that's for sure. So there you have it. 1978 Bassman 135 with a twin 12 cabinet on wheels. Does the job. It's a beast.